All right, everyone, video blog. I thought I'd get this out. Got about 5 minutes before I have to go into a bank client. I'm sitting in their parking lot a little early for a meeting. Road warring it up, took 2.5 hours to get here. I'm in a northern New Jersey bank client and wanted to share with you my top 3 road pet peeves, traveling pet peeves, because I spend a lot of time on the road. Not to give you the impression that I'm a road rage person. I am clearly not. But there are 3 things I think that really grate me about being on the road, and I want to share them with you and ask you, what are your pet peeves on the road? My number 3 pet peeve is the non-construction construction site, especially in very dense urban areas where there's a lot of traffic. They block off one lane. A lot of times you'll actually see construction workers dedicated to blocking off the lane and no construction workers dedicated to actually working on the lane they just blocked off, causing tremendous congestion with no actual work getting done. Or conversely, you actually see a whole bunch of construction workers and construction equipment on the road where they're all consulting with one another. They're all carrying clipboards, they're all talking. Maybe one person is digging, but then we got 6 people talking and really strategizing on how to get this construction done. Perhaps they should do that in the office and spend more time actually working. So the non-working construction zone is my pet peeve number 3. Pet peeve number 2 is what I call the mayhem guy. Could be a gal. I want to be an equal opportunity person. The mayhem guy or gal, I'll just refer to him the guy because it's easier. So this is the person that is tentative on the road. They tend to make very poor decisions on the road. There are people behind them on the road that are expecting them to do one thing, and yet they do another. A perfect example of this, I was actually on Route 280 near West Orange, New Jersey, heading towards Newark, and it's like an 8-lane highway, 4 on each side, and one of the lanes was actually under construction. There was actually teams at night working on this construction site, and they were a lady who was maybe 200 yards in front of me decided that she wanted to stop in her active lane and talk to the construction workers for whatever reason, I don't know. She came to an actual complete stop. The construction workers were screaming at her not to do that because it's dangerous for them too. So she came to an actual complete stop, causing me to go from 65 miles an hour to nearly 10, 20 miles an hour in a very short distance that I had between us, and that caused the person behind me to actually crash into my car. And they had a Honda and I had an SUV, so their hood like totally collapsed in like an accordion. This lady meandered off saying, oh, that looked like an unfortunate accident. But these are the mayhem people that aren't in the accidents, but they actually cause the accidents. You probably know them as the people that actually come to a complete stop before they make a right-hand or a left-hand turn on the highway. When you expect them to maybe get to 10, 15, 20 miles an hour and then make that turn, they come to an actual complete stop. Sometimes you see them on the road doing with this, sort of, they have their nose pressed up against the windshield and they're driving like they're in NASCAR. A bank stock analyst calls them alpha drivers. Those type people tend to be mayhem guys on the road. So that's my pet peeve number 2. And my number 1 pet peeve for driving is the left-hand non-passer. Some states seem to have experts in this. I'll call out Maryland on this one. These are the people that actually get in the left lane. They'll drive alongside a car for 10 miles. They won't pass them out. Or they just are going slower than traffic in general. There's a whole line of people who would like to pass behind them. It's sort of like a centipede game, if you remember that game from the 1980s, and they're totally unaware that there's all these folks behind them that want to pass the cars in the right-hand lane, that they're actually appropriately in the passing lane. They're meandering around listening to their music, la-di-da, in their car, not making the pass. Those people, the left-hand non-passers, my number 1 driving pet peeve. So this is Jeff from the road warrior, telling you my top 3 road warrior pet peeves. What are yours?